the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 Special Edition. So we covered this like rumors and leaks, and it has actually become official. So Samsung Korea, just unveiled this earlier in October. And there wasn't really like, I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea. I just completely, because I've not been going on to X much. It's just, with the election and all sorts, there's a lot going on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. So I've actually not been going on much. But I was with Khalifa, and he's just like, oh yeah, the Z Fold 6 Special Edition is out. And I was like, what? So it was very, very quiet. Okay, now let's initially look at what it's offering. So it's thinner and lighter compared to the Z Fold 6, right? But it is taller and wider, and that's something that we've been asking for. So the front display is now wider, and it looks a lot more usable. So we're looking at a 6.5-inch external display, which is up from the 6.3 inches that we had on the Fold 6. And the inner screen is now 8 inches, up from 7.6 on the regular foldable. So this kind of takes on board what we've been shouting and screaming about the Z Fold 6 and the previous folds for a while now, okay? So from the size and everything, it looks very good, but it seems like it's kind of like, oh, hey, yeah, well, we've made this, but there's really not much, that I can't even find a place to order it from.
Yeah, it's been hard. So here's the funny thing about this device is that, do you know the day it was announced?
Was it the 21st of October?
I think that's the 21st, but the exact day that the Snapdragon 8 Elite was announced. The exact day where the press conference came up. So yeah. I was sitting down with Danny Wingate, Super Scientific, and we both looked at each other and went, this is the perfect time for Samsung to just walk out on stage, because they had the Samsung CEO there, and just show it here. It's like, oh, it's the 8 Elite Special Edition, bye, done. And somebody else was chimed in and was like, that's going to cut away from the S25. I was like, no, the S25 gets the overclocked version.
Yes, for Galaxy, yeah.
For Galaxy. So we were trying to buy it immediately. We're like, search. Couldn't find it anywhere. Called the contacts we have, to get stuff from China. They were like, we can't find it. Then it eventually went on sale last Thursday or Friday. Sold out in 10 minutes. Gone.
Crazy.
Which begs me to believe that, number one, everyone was asking for this, which we know. But again, this is just like at least, the factual basis. And then two, what the hell were they thinking? Because to me, it doesn't make sense. Now, I've heard some rumors. I also had some chat with a few industry insiders who said that this device was supposed to be launched with the Z Fold 6, but then was scrapped. Now, not sure why, or maybe they thought they could still milk it out as much as possible. My biggest gripe with this is not that this device is not out, is that I fear the way Samsung has been going is that the Z Fold 7 would just be this device. Maybe with some other tweaks, here and there.
A few tweaks here and there, yeah. Because,
this device.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, to me, this is what the Z Fold 6 should have been. And maybe after all of the reviews went live, how everybody was saying, it's a good device, it's a good foldable, but guess what? There's way better things out there. And they probably just saw that and they were like, okay, let's just drop this. So then we kind of like save face a little bit, right? But then they were like, oh crap. The 8 Elite is out. We need to announce it. We need to announce it quickly. So there was like a panic, like everybody, the meme with the fire everywhere. It's like, oh no, let's quickly put something.
Remember after the launch of the Galaxy Z Fold series and the watch, where the Samsung CEO was like, he's tired of all this, not necessarily he said Apple, I'm paraphrasing highly, but he says, their innovation is lacking, because everybody talked about how the watch kind of resembled the Apple Watch and all that kind of stuff, a Watch Ultra. I think that lit a fire on somebody. They were like, okay, what can we do to appease Big Boss? Because he's going to fire some people.
It seems like it.
Yeah. So at least, in home-based Korea, people at least are going like, oh, we have the better Z Fold here. But here's the thing too, is that we have the same camera system, I believe, as the S24, if at least getting it fully correct. Or at least we have the same main 200 megapixel camera, right?
Yes.
So we're getting much better photos from this device. We're losing the S Pen, which I think it's fine, because I think a lot of S Pen users want S Pen functionality on both screens.
Yep.
And also internal. Yes, I think that's the only thing that I'll forgive them if next year they launch it with the S Pen internal and both screens you can use the S Pen and it's the same, technically same device.
So yeah, so I agree.
I'm okay.
For me, if it has the S Pen, then it needs to be embedded. If it's not embedded, then it's fine. Don't give it to me. So I can live without it, right? In that case, right? But yeah, the 200 megapixel camera. This is a lot of what I was saying in my video about what what I want the Z Fold 6, what I wanted the Z Fold 6 to be. Wider display, thinner. It's not very much lighter. It's only a few grams lighter, but the wider display kind of makes up for it. And I was saying that I wanted the 200 megapixel camera from the S24, which we have here on the special edition. We have the 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, so it's the same as the Z Fold, but we do get 4 gigabytes more RAM, so 16 gigabytes of RAM instead of 12. And yeah, I mean, apart from that, it's like, okay, looks pretty cool. I'd love to test it out, Samsung, hint, hint. But as far as I can see, it is just not going to be available anywhere. When we look at what the pricing is, we're looking at roughly about $2,000. So, with taxes and stuff, it'd probably be a little bit more than that, around maybe $2,200. So, it will be priced higher than the Z Fold 6. But, I would have personally really liked to actually daily this